Hi, I'm Everest. I'm a junior at Quaker Valley High School. Um, I write music. I play the guitar. I write a lot of music. I actually wrote a musical last year, and I actually got to put it on at my high school, which was very exciting.
Wow. What was it called?
It's called The Canary in the Coal Mine. It's actually on my YouTube channel at Everest Gray, but yeah, I did a musical, and
That's
yeah.
I don't know if I've ever met anybody that wrote a musical
It was a
from
really,
scratch.
really good experience, yeah. But I'd like to say hi to my grandma who's listening right now, Gigi, and also my mom who's in the other room right now taking pictures, and my creative writing teacher from last year who I wrote this short story in her class, Miss Marisha.
Say her name again.
Miss Marisha.
Thank you. Before you share your stories, a quick, at least in one case, you were inspired to create music, but talk a little bit about this subject from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I love like just writing in general. So I write a lot of music, and I love writing lyrics. And I really enjoy making pretty sentences and pretty writings and like things that are meaningful just in any sort of way. Like in my lyrics and in my writing, I like reading it and saying like, wow, that means something.
By a pretty sentence, can you explain what you mean? I think I know, but I want to be sure.
I mean, just like,
Do you mean like an efficient, elegant sentence? Not necessarily flowery, but one that it might be its rhythm
yes,
or okay.
yes, exactly.
That's-
Thank you for understanding what I was trying to
I
get across.
wanted to be sure I did because it's really fun when that happens, and it usually takes lots and lots of redrafting and redrafting.
Yeah, it's a nice
right?
like, oh my God, everything just clicks together.
Yeah, it's not easy to do, and I'm sure all of you. I mean, I will often write, and then I will strike out pretty much every other word, and then I'll read it again and do that again, and it's incredible when you can boil it down to something that's just what you wanted.
There is fire, oh so much fire. He is not in his own eyes. The boy is, instead, in the eagle, soaring above, just low enough to feel the smoke through her feathers. He is in the grass, singed and covered in ash, feeling the warmth on his cheeks. He is in the walls, collapsing under the exposed rot and dissipating promise as they slowly burn away to nothingness. He is in the basement, pipe still dripping, without even a hint of what is lost. He himself is the fire, dragging everything into oblivion. Generations old and new in paintings on the wall, cobwebs in forgotten corners, rust under the sinks and basin, and a handcrafted crib to never be used. All will soon be forgotten as it drifts away in the growing flames, in the rising smoke, into dust. In the valley there is fire, oh so much fire. He is not in his own eyes. He cannot bear to see through them. He can only register the pounding of hooves, rushing men on horseback to salvage what is left, the commands thrown back and forth, who will fill the water, who will pour. People running, running out, running in. Over everything is the ringing in his ears, a film of blur in his eyes that won't seem to go away. Are you all right, he is asked. He cannot begin to answer. Are you all right, she asks again. He does not recognize her voice. He cannot hear her clearly. He does not hear through his ears. He can only hear through the eagle, too far to register, the grass, muffled in dust, the walls, surrounded by the hissing of fire, the basement, with its steady drip, drip, drip. He lived there at Brooksville House for 17 long years, raised to be the best man he could by his grandmother. He couldn't ask for a better upbringing. His parents were killed only weeks after his birth in a fire at Brooksville House. Ironic now. The house was strong, as Grandma said. It was full of enough heart to never fall. His family lived there for centuries, expanding the house and leaving new memories with each generation. Miraculously, the fire that killed his parents was contained only to their bedroom. A candle fell in the night, and the fire was out by morning. It never spread. Otherwise, there wasn't a scratch. The bedroom was never rebuilt. It pains him now that the fire originated from the very same room.
Wow. Beautifully read, and it's pretty stunning to think of the imagery. It really is. It was for a lot of reasons, especially tragedy in the midst of it. Any thoughts?
I was just going to say, I love the way you read it. Like, the way you read it, like, fits so much of the emotion that I feel like it's how I would have read it. Like, the speed and just, like, the way that there's just so much happening in the best way possible. And then you read it that way. It made it feel like, yes, like, this is insane. Like, he's in a fire. Like, this is, he's, like, freaking out. Like, and then the way you read it just made it, like, match that completely and perfectly. Like, I love that so much.
Yeah, thanks.
I also love the way you kind of describe, like, when you're in that kind of situation, you're everything but yourself. You're up there, you're over there.
Yeah.
You're just not with it, but you are.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, I wish I felt that but didn't know how to express that.
Yeah, that's exactly the idea I was trying to get across. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like everyone said what I want to say, but I just want to say, like, hi. I'm kind of going insane over your repetition. Like, the beginning, starting with, like, he, and just, like, the way you read it, and just, like, the rhythm, I guess, of the passage was, like, so good. So it was, like...
Yeah, I very much so definitely in my writing try to have that rhythm, that, like, beat, like, sort of that comes with, like,
so good.
You know, I write music, and it's, like, the same sort of thing.
I was going to say, it makes complete sense that you wrote a musical now. Like, it all makes so
Yeah.
much sense.
And we got to hear a lot of pretty sentences.
Yeah.